Okay, so in art and design today, our task was to take. It was illustration basically. So we got given the letter A, and we had to take different words and write it in as many different ways as possible. So this is curved, wavy, angular, dotty, scratchy, and bouncy. This one was quite. I basically couldn't think of an idea for bouncy, so I tried making it as, I guess, abstract as possible. You can still tell it's an A. I mean, with the bit here and then the bike, or it's an A because it's an A. So that was the first task, and then we took our favourite words and we wrote it in different ways as possible. So I chose angular, and I realised after doing the whole word that this wasn't very angular, it was more like curled or curved. So then I tried different ways of making it angular. What I like about this one here is the way I was able to make it smaller slightly, because it kind of it would have made an angle, I guess, in mathematical terms, if it would crossed off there. So it is very angular indeed. Yeah, I quite liked the effect. It's almost as though there's a light here and it's shining along here and creating the word itself, which I thought, actually, that's not a bad idea. I might take note of that. And then here are my other angulars. The next, we did the entire words, or at least I did, because I wanted to see what I could create with it. So here are my 3 attempts at curved. Wavy, which I really like, because it kind of reminds me of the typography in the original Willy Wonka. You know, when they're singing and they have the wavy lines appear, like the wavy words appearing when they're singing. I quite like that. And then dotty, which is entirely made out of dots, so it's literally dots. Yeah, kind of reminds me of when I used to do handwriting in primary school, and they used to make sure we did it neat enough. And then we chose a favourite word. I apparently was the only one who chose curved. And then we had to write different words that relate to the word. So I've got spherical, 3D, curvy, round, and bootylicious, because I was feeling sassy in class. I don't know. I just thought I thought it was funny. I don't know. So I tried making it as curved and curly as possible. As you can see here. So we then went to use a different material. So we used ink, and this is curved. I really love this A. The way it's not entirely filled in. The way you can see the brush stroke here. I found that really interesting to play about with. Look at that. Anyway, and then wavy, angular, scratchy. I literally thought of what I think scratchy feels like. So all the rough brush strokes that you can see, the way it just looks, and it would feel horrible, like if you're being scratched like that. So that's what my idea was for this one. And then dotty. And round 2 at bouncy. It makes more sense now because you've got someone else catching the ball here. Bounce. But I was told this by my friend, and I actually agree, that it looks like cycling through lava. So if I was to do anything differently about that, then that's what I'd most likely change. The next task. Wow, this one was. I really liked this bit. I liked it because we first did an outline of an A, and then we put shape. We were each given a shape, so I was given squares, and we had to draw it into it. So when you did the outline, it gave it another form, another dimension. Well, not dimension, but you know what I mean, like another a new design. That's what I'm going to go with, a new design. And then we did it without the outline of the A here. Tried copying it. I don't know. Do you think it looks good? And then another one here where we had to have the shape flying outside of the letter. So I'd sort of had them flying about and everything. Kind of like snow or dust when it's flying about. And then this is my final one. The one I prefer out of all of these is this one. Because it looks more fun, to be honest. And I don't know. I guess it's because of the different sizes of shapes that I've included in the design itself. That's what I like. But that's not all, kids. Next, we were given a letter out of the alphabet. I was given I. And we had to think of an animal or a fruit that began with an I. So I had iguana, Indian rhino, Indian turtle, Indian elephant. And fruit or vegetable, iceberg lettuce. So here's my lettuce. Just a simple line drawing. And then here's my Indian elephant. I really wanted to do the Indian elephant, but then it's not really... It's just an elephant, really. People would think of it as just an elephant. So I couldn't do the rhino or the turtle either, which, you know, it makes sense. So I did an iguana. And these are my two final ideas. This was very difficult to draw. I had to sort of go over it again in pen because I was too afraid of messing it up. What I like about this is the way I managed to have the other half of the eye and the iguana appearing out of it. So it's kind of like the entire body of the iguana, but it's still got the letter. It's made from the letter. So I is for iguana, and then my other one, it's really simple.